I'm just curious your thoughts on the level of assistance that nations like China are providing. Where do you think that that could lead? Do you have any concern with that?
I have great concerns with it. Again, Russia, China, they don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. They understand that that could be really destabilizing. They want to support a country that, like them, is trying to push back against US dominance, especially economic dominance. They want to push back on countries that are being sanctioned because they resent America's unique financial position in the world and therefore its unique ability to sanction countries and companies and individuals engaged in malign activity. Remember that, when the United States designates somebody or something, even unilaterally, like everybody takes it into consideration because they all want to be able to have access to the US market. They all want to be able to dollarize transactions. Many currencies don't translate to one another. And if you're going to convert currency, you got this currency will convert to dollars and this currency will convert to dollars because dollars convert to anything. They want to push back on that. And so they are willing, again, through this alternative, not irrational, alternative calculus, not the way we do things, but the way they're doing things, to say, what kind of support should we provide Iran to be able to push back on the United States, to be able to create an alliance of countries? We don't have to agree on everything, but agree on some things. So we're very concerned about different types of intelligence that China or Russia might be providing Iran. The foreign minister of Iran, as you and I are speaking, is in Russia. We're very concerned about China continuing to provide specific chemicals, shipments of chemicals that Iran needs to be able to launch ballistic missiles that they're not able to produce at home anymore. And China says, well, that's a dual use item. It has legitimate uses. It's not my responsibility to establish whether they're using it for this reason or that reason. But so long as it's legal under international law, it's a dual use item, I can send it to them and I'm going to do that. And the Chinese want to be able to help Iran to the extent they can, because for China, the most important thing is to continue to get deeply, deeply discounted Iranian oil to fund their economic project at home. And that's the most important thing for them. And so we have opportunities, especially because there's now an upcoming summit between the Premier of China and the President of the United States, to try and find areas that we can agree on when it comes to Iran. And I do think that there's a lot of mistrust and a lot that we disagree on with China, to be sure. But I think there are some areas where we might be able to come to some understanding when it comes to how do we keep the region calm so that commerce continues. China is not happy about the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. They were okay when it seemed like the Iranians would allow their friends' ships to go through and we weren't going to do anything about it. But now that we're not, they're not happy about this one little bit. And they've called on Iran to reopen the straits. There might be an opportunity here to have a conversation about things like these unique chemicals as a means of making it more difficult for Iran to be able to rebuild its ballistic missile capability. I think China will say Iran has a right to want to build some ballistic missiles. You all just went to war with it. Clearly, it has a need for such things. If it doesn't have a way to defend itself, who knows what you and the Israelis will do next, they might say to us. But we clearly need to have limits on the extent of those missiles so that Iran is not in a position to threaten its near neighbors, its slightly farther neighbors like Israel. And we've seen the kind of damage it's done over the course of this war with missiles, with drones, etc. Talk to the Emiratis if you want to. Forget the Israelis. Talk to the Emiratis if you want to see somebody who is, who sees the region in a certain way, and they don't see Israel as the big destabilizing factor in the region. They see Iran.
Do you see a world where China is looking at the amount of front side focus the U.S. military currently has in Iran in that area, and it could change their calculus with what they maybe want to do with Taiwan?
This is a very big concern, both in the near term. Does China see our significant deployment, 3 aircraft carrier groups now, to the Arabian Gulf, the Persian Gulf region, and say, wait, maybe we should do something right now? So in the immediate, this is a concern for military planners and China policy experts. And then also in terms of watching our capabilities, what have we done? How did Iran respond? What would they need to do? I think they have learned a lot. It's been a tremendous benefit to them in terms of what they would need to do on what timeline if they were to take Taiwan by force. And then finally, they're watching our shortage of munitions. And it's going to take some time to replenish those stocks. And so both in terms of the medium term, maybe not immediately, but not in the long term either, maybe they decide that there's an opportunity for them to do things before we can fully redeploy back with all of the munitions that would be necessary to fight at that scale. And at a minimum, they've learned a lot about how we fight and what our capabilities are. I think China and Russia have benefited significantly from this war.